I don't even know if it means what it means anymore. Now someone does a springboard, shooting star, double flip to the floor, and it's almost like, who did that? Does anybody even remember? And it's like, man, it's a shame it got to be that way. But everything has to move forward. You know, we had less people on the planet. If you go back 100 years, it was easier to stand up.
Yeah. That's very true. Yeah, that's true. To me, definitely somebody's missing. I don't the guys aren't as larger than life. I mean, there's some guys that stick out like Roman Reigns or Brock Lesnar or something like that, but I don't know, like there's not those larger than life guys. Back in the WCW, WWF, ECW era, I mean, it's all those guys were larger than life.
Yeah, it's almost like they decided that they would sell more tickets if the wrestlers looked more like regular people and if people could relate more. I don't know. And that is a factor. I mean, obviously, people can relate more when they are about the same size, same look. And then we have a lot more fans that just walk their way right into the business. And with today's cancel culture, nerf friendly, safe work environment that we have, it's easier and easier and easier for people to just get into the wrestling. Whereas, we had to get beat up and stretched and all kinds of stuff before we made it past day one. That stuff doesn't fly anymore. And everything has changed about the business so that now anybody can have a chance,
Funny, I was just talking to a couple old school wrestlers. They were saying like when they broke in, and we're talking about late 70s, early 80s, they breaking in. They're with professional football players. The football player doesn't make it through. They end up making it through, but it was almost like they got their ass kicked. And these pro football players are getting their ass kicked so much, but they just didn't want it enough. But nowadays, like, oh, anybody can get in. They're not going to kick your ass and see if you can stand the test of time and actually see how bad you want it. They'll train you anyway, even if you're not going to make it. So interesting. Like, wow, wouldn't you cater to this pro football player back in the day? No, they're going to kick his ass just like kicking anybody else's ass. They want to see if you have what it's got, in inside your heart. Like, do you have it to make it in the business?
Right. Yeah. And that's always been, the call on like who's training. It's their call to make. Do you take somebody's money and train them just for the money? And so you got an extra body in your class to take bumps? Or do you do the honest thing and say, look, man, you're never going to make it anywhere in the business? And, it was Bill Anderson in California where Ultimate Warrior and Sting came from that school out there. When I first went there and I saw they were charging $25 a workout, no commitment, anybody could go and just pay. That's when I realized, that it was the wall was blown down that was up when Sheik got me into the business. It was all about protect the business first, no matter what, and we sacrificed a lot to do that. Guys before me sacrificed even more, when I was in WCW, just thinking of someone to that extent, Mike Graham told us he never smartened his wife up the whole time that he was with her, married to her. He never smartened her up to the business. And she just assumed, that he was out fighting every night. And there was a rule when I was in WCW, you couldn't have your girlfriend or wife, if you have both, like some people do. They weren't allowed anywhere near the arena. Like if they were picking you up after the center stage taping or whatever, you would have to like go to a spot upstairs in the parking lot where people can't see you. And you wouldn't get away with that stuff nowadays. You would just get sued.
Thank you for watching the Hannibal TV. Please help me out and like this video, then click the subscribe and get notifications buttons so you don't miss any of my latest shoot interviews, match videos, or news updates. Follow us on Facebook at the Hannibal TV for more live streams and videos. And while you're at it, follow us on Instagram and Twitter at the Hannibal TV.